Hi, podcasters. This is your girl Celeste. I want to encourage you to use Anchor to develop your own podcast. When I came across Anchor, I knew nothing about podcasting. I knew nothing about broadcasting. And I followed the instructions down to a T because I had to. And I tell you, I'm really happy with the results. My friends are listening in. I'm sharing different things. I'm relaxed. I'm talking just like I talk to you as one of my friends. So please let me encourage you. Hey, podcast family. It's Celeste again from CV Seal a Deal. Yes, it's another beautiful, wonderful, blessed Friday. I wanted to come to you today to talk to you about training time. I watched a close loved one of mine these last couple of weeks go through a very discouraging period. They had embarked on this new endeavor, and they were learning a lot of things, and they just knew, they were happy every day, so they knew that it was part of their niche in life. And they were really doing, they were giving it their all, like 200% their all. And I never seen them show so much dedication to one thing or one particular task in my life. And they were showing a lot of dedication. And so what happened was, as a result of their dedication, as a result of their determination and all the things they were doing, they sparked jealousy. And they sparked jealousy with not just anyone, but the leader. They sparked jealousy. So then, once they sparked their jealousy, the leader, instead of looking at the individual as a blessing and saying, thank God for this individual, they began to throw roadblocks in their way and give them a hard time and put things on them that was difficult to handle. So when they discovered that no matter what they did to the individual wouldn't budge and continue to give more dedication and just kept going. It's that passion thing that we talked about a few weeks back. They just kept going. They didn't, they didn't pay it no mind. Even though they did pay it mind, they did notice it, but they kept going because they knew that this was their niche, and they knew that they were happy with what they were doing, and they said, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to keep going forward. I'm not going to let them stop me or discourage me. Well, when they found out they wasn't going to move on their own, when the leader found out they weren't going to move on their own, he moved them. He moved the individual. As a result of it, the person was brokenhearted, and the person was, felt betrayed, and the leader began to say all kinds of negative things about the individual and began to talk down about him. And how people are. People come back and tell you what this person said and what that person said. But even in the beginning of all the conflict going about, people began to come to my family member and say, listen, this is what's happening. He seems to be jealous of you, whatever. But my family member said, you know what? I'm not paying that no mind. I'm going to do what I feel good to do, what I feel like I'm led to do, what I feel that God has called me to do. And so that's what they did. And as a result of that, as I said, the leader moved them out the way. Well, the person went through a real serious point of depression, a real serious point of feeling down on himself, like what happened? Like, I don't understand. I was so happy, there. I was willing to go an extra mile, doing everything they asked me to do, even generating new business for them. I don't understand what happened. So something came back to me. And I want to share it with you because I never assume that it's only one person going through something, and you could be experiencing the same thing. I remember when I first joined church, and I remember how I was, taking on all these positions and things like that, because I believe people can see talents in you that you don't necessarily see in yourself. And I took on all these positions and everything, and it was a lot of ideas and thoughts and things that came to my mind that I just immediately acted on, because I didn't think about the fact that, I was given these ideas and I was going to use these ideas. I thought the ideas and everything was for now at that time. So I went to act on those ideas, and each time, it was good, but it was not like I envisioned it. Let me see how I can say this. It was good, but it was not like I envisioned it. It was not, the participation was not there. The cooperation was not there. The team was not there. But I knew that I had the vision, and I knew that I had the dream, and I knew it was placed in my heart, so I wanted to act on it. And it was years later that after I left the place, because the same thing happened to me, jealousy sparked with leaders, and so what happened was, I heard, when I got to my new position, I realized it was training time. The place that I was at was training time. God was training me for the new place I had to go to. So I went and I shared that with my family member. I said, listen, this is what happened, and went to tell them the whole story about what happened and what took place, and and how it happened, and how I thought, just like they thought, this is my place, this is the place I'm going to be. I'm not going to ever go anyplace else. I'm going to be right here, and I'm here to be a blessing, and God is here and He's using me, and this is what I'm going to do. But then I realized it was nothing but training season, because when I got to my new position and my new place, everything I did, the same thing I did at the old place, magnified by 100%. It was successful. A lot of times we have to understand something, that we have to go through training. We can have ideas, but remember, we're flesh and we're spirit, and the flesh can war against the spirit. And so therefore, a lot of times when even though the spirit may give us something, I believe the spiritual man can give you something. If you don't allow the flesh to go through that process, it doesn't give you the same outcome. But because I allowed myself to go through that process, the breaking, let me tell you something. You have to be broken, because pride is an enemy of God's. Ego will get you in a lot of trouble. Humility is the secret to success. I'm saying it again. Pride is an enemy of God's. Ego will get you into trouble, but humility is the secret to success. So through all of that I went through, I was broken. I remember a lady telling me, "You're broken in 1,000 pieces." I was broken because I was so built up on so much pride, and I had so much ego, and all the things that you gain from the world, and I carried it right with me, and it didn't work. I had to realize I had to humble myself. And so as I humbled myself, and as I got rid of the pride, because pride will make you react when people say something negative against you, and pride will make you act out when you should just be quiet and let the Lord fight your battle. So when I got rid of the pride, and I got rid of the ego, and I let God clothe me in the humility, all the training that I had from the first place was greatly used at the second place. And that's what I shared with my loved one. I said, a lot of times we know what God can put in our spirit. We know what God wants us to do, and we can do it, but maybe you're doing it at the wrong time, and you're not fully ready for it to manifest in the magnitude that it should. I'm coming today, podcast family, because many of you may be experiencing the same thing. You know what's in your heart. God already placed it in you, and you know it's great. You know it's big. You know it's something dynamic, but it's just not seeming to. You're not seeing the magnitude, whether it be spiritually, naturally. You're not seeing the magnitude that you should be seeing. And so, what is that all about? Really, what it's about is nothing but the fact that you're in training. You're in training, and you have to allow yourself to go through the training. And when you go through that training, great things happen. I mean, great things happen for you. Great successes, great accomplishments, goals are achieved, great things. So guess what? Go through the training. It's painful. It's painful. It's painful for real. It's painful. It's hurtful. It can sometimes be stressful. But no matter what, know that it's training time. And guess what? The second place that you go to after this training, you will be fully positioned for what you're supposed to do. God bless.